Hello. You guys already know who I am. No need for an introduction. Name's Mo. I make YouTube videos. I don't know. Shits and gigs, I guess. Doesn't really go anywhere, but it's cool. I finished high school a week ago. And I'm gonna give you my overview of high school, what my rating was about it, and tips for all you young guys and girls. I can't really speak for girls because I'm a dude and I know how you guys get generalizations and double standards and all that shit. Where do we start? Let's just go year by year. Freshman year, 5 out of 10. Grades in sports were atrocious. Soccer, I did great in. I think I did great. Wasn't the best on the team, wasn't the worst. I helped my team get to the second round of playoffs on a messed up hip, so I will always take that with me. I love those guys, near and dear to my heart. I would do that season over and over again. We went 5-12, lost in the second round of playoffs, 8-0 to Brees, modern day Brees, I'm pretty sure. Absolute belt, by the way. But I love that season. It was great. Beat Roxana 4-3. I had a cross from on the defensive side of the field, other half. Put us up late in the game, sent us to the second round of playoffs. I'll never forget it. Basketball, I was terrible at basketball. It was harder because I never really got to develop in it mentally. Physically, I was there. I just didn't understand. I couldn't really wrap my head around it for some reason. I mean, I figured it out 2 years later, but, kind of too late for all that. Baseball was cool. Obviously, I wasn't good. I didn't realize there was levels to it. As I said in another video, I realized that there was after my freshman season, but I know I wasn't that good. I talked hella, but I wasn't that good, I'll be honest. School-wise, my grades were terrible. I was also taking harder coursework, except for my biology class. Most of my other classes were decently hard, like they were challenging. And before you guys say freshman year is easy, yes, freshman year is easy, but I was taking geometry. I'm not a spatial person. I don't like shapes. I like numbers. So I did bad in geometry. I did phenomenal in algebra too. See, but I passed all my classes barely. Sophomore year. Oh wait, freshman year. Socially, it was all right. I made good friends. I got in one fight, last fight I've ever been in and I will ever be in, and there was that. I didn't go to homecoming. I went to winter formal. Obviously didn't go to prom. I went to one football game. It was Hawaiian night. I only have one picture from that. Very long time ago. I was chopped freshman year too anyway. I had no clue what was going on in my life. Sophomore year I moved to California. Fresh start. Going from private school to public school was definitely different. School sophomore year, easiest year I've ever done. Let's see, what class did I take? Algebra 2, Intro to Patient Care. I tried AP Chem. That class was too hard, so I just took regular chemistry. I took Spanish 1 because I didn't take it my freshman year, or health my freshman year. I didn't take health till my senior year. I'll explain why. It's just, logistics and technicalities. What other class did I take? I don't even remember. I didn't have any history classes, so I took patient care. I actually doubled up on science, which sets me up for success later on. Sports, I played football instead of soccer because soccer was in the winter and I had to choose between soccer and basketball. And being the young black man that I am in an area where there was maybe 3 black people per 2,000 black kids, per 2,000 white people and Hispanic people, go with where you're gonna be loved. So I played basketball. I was terrible once again. You'd think I'd be good at basketball. I'm better now, but if I played like I did now sophomore year, I'd be a lot better, obviously. School was easy. Social life, it was all right. I went to homecoming, didn't do anything else. That was the last time I ever went to homecoming. I never went to a school dance after that, actually, because this girl called me a weirdo. And I don't know. I think it's because I just stuck around with her. Because she came up to me and we were just talking. I was like, oh, okay. But I knew she had a boyfriend. And I liked her, but I wasn't really on that. So I was like, oh, where's your boyfriend? She's like, oh, don't worry about it. I was like, okay. And then I kind of went on with my day. But like I was hanging out with her, and then she told her friend, who was my football teammate, he was like, "Yeah," she said, "You're being weird," and I was like, "Bro," I kept asking her what her boyfriend was, and she wouldn't answer. And my friend was like, "Yeah, that's kind of odd." So yeah, it was just a misunderstanding, I guess. I don't know. It kind of I stopped going to school dances after that. I was just like, I'm not doing this again. It was not a good night, in my opinion. Social, yeah. Once again, social life. It was all right. A lot of talking stages, a lot of crushes, a lot of rejection. It is what it is. Had my first kiss. Uh, Solid. I'd do it again. Was I don't think it was a waste. I think she was great. Um, I played football. I was all right. I don't know. I wasn't that good. Then I played basketball once again. Buns. Played baseball again. Once again. That was when the downfall of Mo started. My injuries started stacking up. Last day of tryouts, I'm in the outfield. He hits a fly ball to me. The coach does, and I run because I'd missed part of tryouts because of basketball. So me and one of my other friends are doing something because he's doing wrestling, and he throws a fly ball, and I go to get it, but I jump, which ends up me landing on my right ankle, and it's pretty much the downfall of Mo, downfall of Diddy. You know, I sprained my ankle. Then I was out for 2 weeks. It was bad. I had to go to the hospital. Ankle was about this big. It was big, bro. Um, and X-rays and stuff like that. So I wore an ankle brace all baseball season. Coach was like, "Yeah, we'll just get you warmed up on soft, and we'll bring you back up to JV," which was fine. I mean, I was a sophomore. I never played JV. He never brought me up, and it is what it is. I mean, he was like, "You know why I won't bring you up? Because you haven't proven yourself." He's putting me in the seventh inning. So I don't know what to do. I'm getting no hits a game. It's like I don't know. It's kind of setting me up for failure, but I don't know. I guess I just should have been a better athlete. Whatever. Junior year, oh, let me tell you, junior year was an era for sure. It was an arc. I learned a lot about myself. Did I go on? I did not. I didn't go on my first date till beginning of senior year actually. So junior year was cool. Let's see. I played football. I quit halfway through the season just due to the fact that it was miscommunication between the coaches, and I felt like they didn't really see me as, I don't know. Like my sophomore year, they were like, "Yeah, you're probably gonna be a starter on defense for us next year," and I was like, "That's great." I just put in the work over the summer. We went to 7-on-7s. I had one bad game. Never saw the field again. Which, I mean, it's hit or miss. We also played one of the best teams in the Central section. Forgot their name. They were good though. They were good. I have to find it out. But their quarterback went on to lead the state of California in passing yards with Jordan. He was tough. He was tough. Like I'm looking at the team, but I forgot their name. Um, Anyways, I did bad in that 7-on game because I didn't really understand how 7-on-7 works. I was treating it like football, like I couldn't really touch them and a whole bunch of other stuff. I couldn't really get that physical, but they're like, you can. And I did eventually, and that was great. Um, so yeah, that happened. And then, what else did I do? I did basketball once again. I was bad. I had a buzzer beater off of an all-nighter, though. That was cool. Then instead of baseball, I ran track. And track was, I don't know, I didn't think I'd like it, but I did. I mean, I did high jump, long jump, and triple jump. Problem was, like, a week and a half before our first meet, we're practicing for long jump, and I landed weird. And I was like, oh, it's whatever. My knees cracked a bunch, and I was like, oh, it's just a nice little stretch. I could barely walk the next day. My quads, I felt like I had a knot in both of my quads, and I couldn't bend my knees. And I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. And I didn't take any painkillers or anti-inflammatories all season. So it was just raw pain, and it hurt so much. So yeah, I did that. School, it was hard because I took a crap ton of classes. So first semester, I took dual enrollment physics 1, so essentially college physics 1. I was taking AP Lit, AP Calc BC, advanced patient care, Spanish 2, and performance PE. That's 7 classes right there. And dual enrollment US history. That's 8 classes. So, about quarter way through the season, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna pass physics. So I'm like, hey, the only way I can get out. He's like, "Now you got to stick it out through the semester, but we'll make sure to take it off the transcript. It's whatever." So I don't think it's gonna affect me. I should be fine. And I was like, "All right, whatever." I sit through it. Uh, Classmates were great. I did some stupid things in that class. I was a bit of a cornball beginning of junior year. First semester junior year, I was a bit of a cornball. I was about to leave out. I had Snapchat my freshman year. That got taken away January 5th, 2022. Don't ask me why I remember the exact day. It was just because we went to a Cowboys game and we came back and my parents were very mad. Uh, if you want to know why, don't worry about it. So I got it back December of 2024. No, December of 2023. Yes, December of 2023. Yeah, it was a very long wait. So that's when life started looking up. But second semester, I dropped physics one and I picked up college government, essentially. I passed with a D, but that was terrible. But I picked up college government. So I was taking college government, college US history, AP Calc, advanced patient care, which I was supposed to take senior year, performance PE, and Spanish 2. Spanish 2 was online. I did pass the class, but I also didn't really do anything. It was bad. But I haven't shown up to school like at 8:30 in the morning since beginning of my junior year. So second half of my junior year until now, it was always 9:15 or later. So I never really had to go through that. I guess that weird phase of being in school all day. I already talked about sports. School was rough. I mean, I barely passed. I finished with like a 2.2 or 2.5, something like that. But all my classes were weighted so much. So yeah, now we go to senior year. Senior year, I transferred because I learned that I had the opportunity to graduate early if I just had to take another English class in econ and health. English, econ, and health. So I was like, oh, what do I do? I told my parents, I was like, I'm gonna graduate early. They were like, sure, but you should apply to colleges. Now, one of our family friends who I've known since I came to America, she was going to the University of Missouri, and we're both seniors. She's a senior in college, I'm a senior in high school. We are close friends. So they're like, you should apply to Mizzou, and I was like, why not? And then they were like, you should also, and I was like, and then I applied to Mizzou, Cal Lutheran, and Penn State, because my mom works at Penn State. Cal Lutheran gave me a fee waiver so I didn't have to pay, but the problem was I didn't have a senior transcript, so I'm essentially applying with 3 years of high school and mid to below average grades. Penn State rejected me. Cal Lutheran rejected me. Mizzou never got anything, somehow. I asked them to send my transcript and the school never did. So I essentially got rejected from all three. I went 0 for 3. Led me down a spiral, started doing drugs. Yeah, if my parents ever find that out, it's whatever. I'm 18 now. Worst comes to worst, they say they're disappointed in me. Oh well. I never got addicted. I did have a bad spell once, but it's whatever. I don't know. Drugs, they're nice, but I never really found them addicting. Like I've hit Nick multiple times and it's just like, cool. So yeah, I mean, this is like the most open I've been with anyone and it's just camera. But it is what it is. So yeah, that happened. Summer of senior year. Let's talk about it. I've been going to teen camps all summer, from 4th grade till senior year, pretty much. Great times, great friends. If you ask me why I'm not bringing up the church, I don't know. Church was never really my thing. I always thought of it as a lecture, and what you do outside of church was essentially your homework, with the final being, do you get into heaven or not? It's pretty simple. In theory, being a Christian is very easy. It just bored me, didn't interest me, and it doesn't make any logical sense, so I kind of leave it at that. So, yes, but the church gave me friends that I will never forget. John Anderson, Alexis Anderson, the twins, my little brother and sister, Sonny Bustamante, Ali Nasser, the Whitmore twins, Tristan Escalante, Phineas Lumpkin, Julian Simmons, all those people. I mean, I'll never forget them. They're great. Evan Dahl, I met him in school, but he reformed. He's still a great guy. That's the bro. Who else? Jaden Tesoro, great kid. Peyton Boom, great kid. All younger than me, but they're all great kids. So I mean, all the people I've met through the church, I love it. Jalen and Amber Burgess, essentially my mentors, the Gross family, all those guys. So I don't discount the church as a key stepping stone in making me who I am. I just don't really talk about it much. But I love the church with all my heart and all my being. So yeah, church was great. Okay, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't exchange it for the world. But senior year, summer of senior year, I went to a football camp at Penn State, and I was like, it's cool. I just went with my cousin because he was going. I was like, you want to go? I was like, sure. So I went as a quarterback for shits and gigs. Then came back, went golf, learned how to golf with my boy Zach, best golfer. One of the best golfers I know. Great kid, very smart. One of the smartest people I've ever met for sure. Yeah, he taught me how to golf, so I learned how to golf. Started golfing last spring. Yeah, I hung out with him a lot. Then I drove down to LA for my final year of team camp. Hung out with Sonny Bustamante, the GOAT, my best friend. I wouldn't trade him for the world. Even though we both have opposing views when it comes to things, I still wouldn't trade him for the world. We hung out, went to team camp. We won that year. I was a bit of a cornball. Once again, I guess that's just who I am. I'm a corny little nigga. Shit like that. What else happened? Came to New Mexico. One person I will never forget is Jada, great girl. Sorrel, great person. They're all up there. They keep me from generalizing women because there's always great women. It's just that a lot of them can be bad. Great peoples. What else happened? Met them, a couple talking stages, stuff like that. Started football workouts in the summer, waking up at 5 a.m. Waking up from 5 to 6 to go to football. I lived 2 minutes away, thank the Lord. So it wasn't really that bad, but I was coming home and I would just sleep. Who else was there? What else was there? School started. Day before school, actually, I shot off Roman candles in our parking lot. Almost got suspended. We got out of that though. Told the football coach, he was like, don't ever do that again. You're going to run gassers tomorrow. I was like, my bad. Won't happen again, sir. So, yeah, that was beginning of senior year. Played a couple football games. Quit football week 9. Before you say he's a quitter, no. I got injured 2 weeks before that because our center didn't block. He just let our defensive end come through, who weighed the same as me but was way stronger than I was. So he hip drop tackled me and I landed right on my MCL. And yeah, that one hurt. That hurt like hell. I love him though. Great kid. He apologized for it. We have no bad blood. He didn't do it intentionally. Yeah. So I was out for a week. I missed our rivalry game, which we lost. Came back the next week for senior night. Played. That Monday I didn't go to practice, and my coach was like, hey, why aren't you practicing? I was like, my knee isn't 100% yet. And he was like, how'd you get injured? You don't even play. I texted him that night and I said I wasn't going to play anymore. And that was just because throughout the season I'd been like, hey, can I switch to defense? Because he wasn't going to use me on offense, which was fine. I mean, his offense was solid. I was like, hey, can I go play defense? Because it's what I'm good at. The coaches had told me they wanted me there. And he was like, sure, I'll talk to them. I didn't hear anything about it. And that week that I'm injured comes and I'm talking to the coaches during the game, and he was like, yeah, he never talked to us about bringing you to defense. We want you here, but he never told us. So I was like, all right, bet, I'm going to defense next week. So I told him that. He was like, that's fine. So I go to defense. Stuff like that happens, and then I quit. The TMS, obviously. Basketball season, I actually didn't get to play basketball, but this is due to the fact that I was trying to join one of the best teams in the state, like a top 2 team, a consensus top 5 team. The coach's twin brother, the coach's twin brother was the coach of the number 1 team, and we were the number 2 team. So it's just like I was never gonna play. He already had all 12 or 13 of his players, and they were all better than me. Objectively, there was no like, maybe if this happened, he would be better, but it was just like, no, they were objectively better than me. I love those guys with all my heart too. Once again, wouldn't trade them for the world. Zaire Thomas Mason, Isaiah Gadd Jr., SJ, all those guys. Great group of people. Loved watching them play. Once again, wouldn't trade them for the world. When 27-4, I completely understood why I didn't make the team. There's really levels to this shit. Yeah, so I didn't play basketball. I was the manager. So I got to go to all the games essentially for free, except for, well, no, I went to every game for free. What else happened? Track was buns. I was bad at track. Once again, realized there's levels to this shit. So, I mean, it is what it is. Sports, maybe I wasn't made for sports. Maybe I was made for the brain because I applied to Long Island with no transcript, and they gave me a $10,000 scholarship. Got into the University of New Mexico. Arizona State never received my application. Only 3 schools I applied to. So I essentially went 2 for 3. I would have went 3 for 3 if Arizona State had gotten my application. And they said they did, but they never emailed me about anything. They just keep emailing me to apply. So it is what it is. I wasn't going to be able to afford Arizona State anyway. Before you say, are you going to Long Island? No, I can't because it's $40,000 a year. And even with financial aid and a scholarship, I'm still paying roughly $20,000 a year. And I don't have $20,000. And I can't afford to live in New York anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to UNM, staying local. I hope to transfer, though. Go to Penn State, maybe an HBCU. See what that black culture is all about. Classes. I took 5 classes first semester. I took three classes this semester. They were easy. I just didn't put in any effort. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Yeah. The hardest class I took this year was probably physics. AP Stats was hard, but I mean, I just read the book and did the work. I still have to see what I got in my final. So I should be okay there. I mean, I passed all my classes with above average. Well, no, one of them was average. One of them was below average. I got a 72.9 in physics, and then I finished with a 82, 82.3 in my Bible literature class. I don't know what I'm finishing with in AP Stats. And then I was in office aid, so I had 100 in that class because we have to take 4 classes. Social life was great. Felt very like a community, you know. Met a lot of people. I didn't lose a lot of friends. Just stopped being friends with a lot of people. Went to a lot of events. Went to my first house party this semester actually. I went to 3 that night. They were all great. Met a lot of people. I met so many people this year. Senior night for 2 of my 3 sports senior night for 1 of my 3 sports was great. Senior night for the basketball team was great to watch. I don't know what we're doing for track. I doubt we are. I don't know. Jack Padilla, one of the great teammates I've ever had, you know. He jumped 6'2", by the way. He's a sophomore. Great kid. I wouldn't trade any of these moments for the world, to be honest. Tips for younger people. Just be you. High school is only a certain amount of credits. You only need a certain amount of credits to pass. You don't need to be in there for 4 years. If you don't want to be in there for 4 years, take some summer classes, get out as soon as you can. If you enjoy sports, give it your all. Don't try to make it a show. That's what I did. And I mean, I guess it was entertaining for everyone else, but at the end of the day, I was going home and not playing the next day anyway. So, yeah. What else? Be friends with your teachers. Like, genuinely, don't make your teachers mad. I was friends with all of my teachers. My geometry teacher, I was failing his class, but he was still very nice to me. Great guy. Mr. Moldenhauer, I believe. Great dude. My favorite teacher, definitely Miss Meyer. Miss Meyer's up there. Mr. Deichler, my Doma Roma U.S. history teacher. Great guy. Insanely smart. Mr. Storm, my AP Calc teacher, definitely great guy. Polyglot. Shouldn't have been a teacher. Should be a college professor over at Harvard or something. He was insane. You know, I loved all my teachers. Great people. Well, let's see, what would I rate high school out of 10? Definitely an 8. I say the only bad things were grades and not getting to the colleges that I really wanted to. My freshman year, I wanted to end up at UMiami. My senior year, I ended up at the University of New Mexico. I mean, we all end up where we're supposed to be. We'll see what happens We'll see what happens in the fall. So yeah, advice: See, dating advice, I couldn't tell you. I only went on one date. It went well. We stopped talking a week later, though. So, 2 weeks later. But that was a whole thing. Friends, honestly, being a floater is cool, but try to form a friend group because then you have those people you can hang out with all the time. Don't make it a big deal. Don't start drama. You don't get anything from it. But yeah, that's all I have for you. I am no longer a high school student. I'm now a college student with dreams of becoming a corporate lawyer or content creator, or maybe both. So, thank you.